What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see back behind me, on a breezy, warm, sunny day out here. Been out here doing some interesting testing. This breeze is picking up, so I've had to weigh everything down. But the jelly show must go on, so I'm powering through it out here. And this one right here is going to be some really interesting 357 mag that I've been wanting to check out. So, of course, we got the jelly contraption set up with the chronos and 2 blocks of gel. Now, I've done a couple of tests so far, so this far block is pretty full of tracks. This front one is pretty much empty, all except for one little piece that scooted in right there. That won't be a problem on this one, but if I try to squeeze another one in, it might get a little tricky, but plenty of room to see what happens with this one here. Obviously, as usual, we got the heavy clothing barrier that's got the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And what we got here again is some 357 Magnum, and it's the Federal Premium HST in 154 grain. These things have been listed on their site for the longest time as coming soon, and they finally released these things maybe a few weeks ago, something like that. I picked them up, but I just hadn't had a chance. This is the first chance I've had to get out here and test them. These were in stock as of the filming of this now at their site and on Midway, which is where I got these. So if this ends up well and y'all want to pick some up, they are in stock out there. But anyway, 154 grain, nice nickel plated case there, as you can see, with that HST projectile. As far as the velocity on the box here at the muzzle, they've got 1,340 feet per second. Now, I'm not sure what barrel length the box doesn't list it. I wish all boxes would list it. It may be on their site. I didn't look. I'll have a look before I post this if I can remember during the editing. So if this is anything like most HST, it should be some good performance stuff. I'm gonna run it out of a couple different barrel lengths here. It was tough deciding which lengths to use, but I'm gonna run it out of a couple more tests too with some different lengths. So for this one here, we're gonna do a Taurus 605 with the 2-inch barrel on that. 2-inch barrel, you know, that's probably the smallest that most people carry something like this in. And for me personally, 154 is a little heavy in a 2-inch. I would carry something lighter in a 2-inch, but it'll be interesting to see how well this stuff does. And then from there, we're gonna move up to the 4-inch Ruger GP100 here. So this should be a really interesting one. I'm very curious to see mainly what it does out of the 2-inch. I think the 4-inch is gonna do fantastic just because it's HST, but let's get this stuff set up and let's see what it does. All right, let's see how fast these bad boys are moving, y'all. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each one. We'll start with this 2-inch 605 first. Remember, the box is saying 1340. I certainly don't expect to see that out of a 2-inch, probably 6-inch or so if I hadn't put it already on the screen. That would be my guess. Now, for those of y'all, again, like I always mention, that's new to the channel, this lab radar is gonna give you multiple velocity readings. Your large one is gonna be your muzzle, and then you'll have 5 additional readings for 3 yards, which is where the gel is roughly at 10 feet, and then you'll have 10, 15, 25, and 50. So let's see what we get here. Again, the box saying 1340, definitely don't expect to see it from this 2-inch. I'm just interested to see what it feels like, honestly. That's some spicy stuff. 1131, it definitely spicy. 1106, 1127, 1096, I don't know why that one dropped on us. And then 1115, so definitely some spicy stuff. Obviously didn't have to hit the box velocity from this Taurus. Let's see what the average was. All right, so our 5-round average there was 1,115 feet per second. And keep in mind, that's a 154 grain projectile. So from a 2-inch barrel, that's not too shabby. We had a extreme spread of 34 and a standard deviation of 14.2. So I don't think that's too bad. I don't run a whole bunch of 357, so it's not fresh in my mind like a lot of other stuff is, but doesn't seem too bad, and it felt pretty decent. Let's get it reset and let's see what that Ruger does for it. All right, let's see what happens when we double the barrel length here. We got the GP100 4-inch. So see, we're chasing that 1340. I don't think we'll see it here either, but we should get closer anyway. This is definitely some spicy stuff. 1339, so it just proved me wrong pretty much. 1314. 1321, 1300, and 13-16. So we had one or had a couple right there at it. I don't think we quite hit it for the average, but we were right there close. Let's see what we did get. All right, so our 5-round average that time was 1,318 feet per second. So not quite that 1340, but based on that, I would say they probably used a 4-inch test barrel. Our high was 1339, so it was right there, and then we had a low back down to 1300. So that gave us an extreme spread of 39 and a standard deviation of 14.2. So feels pretty good. I'm expecting some really good stuff from that 4-inch, and after feeling the 2-inch, it's probably going to do well also. Let's get this stuff set up, and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's is there really any doubt jelly time. We'll put 1 round from each barrel length into the gel, starting with this 2-inch 605 first. I expect both of these are going to do well. Probably, I'm guessing 16, 18 inches of penetration and some nice expansion to go along with it. Let's see what we get. All right, that should have been a perfect one. Let me go see what we're looking at. All right, y'all, absolutely beautiful performance from that one down there. Although I actually underestimated the penetration on that quite a bit, and it went a little bit lower than I really wanted it to, but I think I can squeeze this in there right close to it and not go out. Let's see what this does. All right, that was absolutely perfectly placed where I wanted it. Let's go see what we got. All right, y'all, let's check out what we got down here. There should have never even been the slightest shadow of a doubt that this stuff was gonna do fantastic. I figured with that heavy weight, it might be something a little sketchy goes on with that short barrel, but again, I should have known. This stuff is just designed so well. It works fantastic in pretty much any barrel length and most calibers I've tested it in. So I've got you pulled back kind of far to get the entire track in here. It did go a little further than I thought it might. On the top here, that's the one out of the 2-inch 605. As you can see, comes in here, fantastic expansion, no doubt about it. Cares nothing about that cloth. You can see it goes on through this first block. It's back behind one of this little tiny track here, but I think you can see it up above it. Keeps on trucking into the second block and goes, I don't know, that's probably 6 inches or so into this second block, and you're looking at some very, very nice expansion to go along with that. And then down below it, more of the same basically. That's out of the 4-inch here. Again, very, very nice disruption carrying all the way through that first block into the second block here. And then it looks like the 4-inch maybe went, it might have went 3/4 of an inch to an inch further, but nearly identical penetration. And again, it looks like some fantastic expansion to go along with it. So as far as the penetration on this 605 2-inch barrel, it went to exactly 22¼ inches with the forward momentum. And then the 4-inch GP100, you've got actually 22¾ so just barely any difference between them. In my opinion, absolutely fantastic penetration from both of those. I'll try to get you in a little closer and avoid these glares. This time of day, that glare is terrible. But again, on the top, that's the 605. The bottom is the GP100 2-inch barrel versus 4-inch barrel. As you can see, really, really nice performance from both of these. On the top again, it keeps on trucking. You can see the projectile there, and then if we go down to the bottom, there's the one out of your 4-inch GP100. Absolutely fantastic performance. All right, y'all, let's check out these projectiles. Absolutely beautiful performance from both of these things. This one right here on the right from the 605, the 2-inch, this one from the 4-inch GP100. Now, while we're looking from the side, you can obviously tell that the GP100 expanded more. It peeled back further down the base, as you can see here, and even when you look at it from the front here, it's visibly bigger expansion size on this GP100. Now, that being said, both of these did absolutely fantastic. This 605, that's very, very impressive for a 54 grain projectile out of a 2-inch barrel. That's really, really nice performance. Well, let's get us a few measurements and see what they got for us there. As far as weight, I don't see anything lost in the gel, not even any crumbs. There could be a couple little specks that I'm just not able to see, but they both started at 154. This one from the 605 is 153.8. So if it lost anything, it was just a crumb. And then the one from the GP100, it's at 153.4. So again, if it did lose anything at all, it was just barely a crumb. And then let's see what kind of size they got for us. This one again out of the 605 2-inch. You got 571, 563, and 569. So really, really nice expansion out of that 2-inch barrel. And then the one here from the GP100, you got 609, 617, and 608. So absolutely fantastic expansion on that one. And again, very, very nice performance from both of these. And there you have it, y'all, the tried and true Federal Premium HST, this time in 357 Magnum. Definitely worth the wait on these. These are some fantastic performing rounds. I would say no matter what the barrel length, these things are going to excel and perform very, very nicely. I really like when you get basically the same performance from two different barrel lengths. Now, you got a little less energy and velocity, obviously, but nearly the same expansion, nearly the same penetration. That just makes it very, very easy to know what round you want to carry, no matter what your carry situation and no matter what the barrel length. In my opinion, again, these things did an absolutely fantastic job. All right, y'all, that's a wrap for another fantastic 357 Magnum test. This stuff performed absolutely beautiful from both barrel lengths out here. Again, I love it when you can get different barrel lengths and basically get the same performance. You know what you can expect pretty much every single time when you get stuff like that. Like I mentioned, I'm going to test this stuff a few more different times. I've got something in mind already for the next one, but one of the things I want to run it out of, I hadn't even ran a single round through it, so I've got to make a video on that first. But it should be really interesting to run this through some more different barrel lengths and some more situations. But let me know what y'all think about it down in the comments. I know tons of people out there run HST in all kinds of different calibers. Again, this is brand new on the market, so I don't know how many of y'all have already went and got you some of this and loaded it up. But let me know down in the comments if you've already got a hold of some of this, or after seeing what you saw here today, if you're gonna pick some up. If you did enjoy the video, again, reach down and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on your notifications so you get notified when I upload new stuff. If you're doing some shopping, check out those affiliate links in the video description. Anything you buy after going through those links down there, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really do thank y'all for that. Once again, a big thanks to all my Range Gang members and every one of y'all for showing the support like y'all do for the channel. I've got one more test planned for out here today that I think I left myself enough room to squeeze in, so be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see y'all soon.